This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
So many people talking about FIFA, the World Cup.
Yes.
Europeans are preparing to visit the U.S. Missouri is hosting, I think, a few different games, six matches altogether. They've proposed something controversial, automatic tipping. They're saying because Europeans are coming to their city, they're concerned that their restaurant workers might not get tipped because in Europe, the tip, which is known as a value-added tax or a VAT, is automatically added to the check. Right. So they're thinking we should try that here to make sure that our servers are not tipped.
The only issue I have with that is it's just like these gas prices that we have. You get used to $3, and then they're always $3.
Yes.
You know, like when they get like the $5, you're like, oh, I just wish they would go down. All right, it will, down to $3. And a lot of restaurants, basically adopting this idea and then but staying with it as well. I just want them to know if you give usually like 18%, I think is what you're losing. I'm 20% no matter what. So if you put 18% on there, all right, I'm done. You've already done the work for me, and you would have gotten more had you not put that service tax on there.
Right.
But and then also they better give the good service if it's automatically on. That's what bothers me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have no chance to like, oh, well, this was terrible. I don't want to tip you. You already put the money in there, so I don't know. I think because they're coming over, it's a great idea. But are you going to try to keep it around, or once they leave? And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, they're expecting to generate between $60 and $90 million in restaurant and bar bills
That's just a
for
little
the
bit.
6 matches in Kansas City. That's just for the 6 matches in Kansas City.
Okay.
And they are worried that the tourists will arrive with different expectations when it comes to service, and obviously being used to having the tip or the value added to their
Just make it
bill.
easier for everybody. I think it should happen. Just go ahead.
Well, then it's gonna be there forever. It's not like they're gonna change it.
You don't think you don't think afterwards they say, all right, let's go back to our regular tipping culture, because our tipping culture is.
I think that
a little bit
that's the way.
different.
Why not put a note in there and say, hey, welcome to hey, FIFA fan. Just a reminder that our employees don't get paid and yada yada. And a tip is given on good service. Make sure you say good service.
Right, good service.
I'm writing it right now.
So why? So here's my question, because I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble. Why can't we give our waitresses and waiters a livable wage, and so we're not tipping them? Why don't you?
I think you can do that, but I think then your restaurant prices are going to go. Their costs are going to go up.
I think I got to pay 20% for what you call it, just rolling in there.
Well, it's an interesting debate because it's always been like that. Now, that's not an excuse, but I think when you're working as a waiter or a waitress, you're depending on those extra tips to take home, and that kind of helps you
balance it
out, and it helps. It can either boost your pay, or let's say if you're not working, you're not making the tip, so it's cash. It's cash incentive basically.
So there are restaurants. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. Aren't there restaurants who do it already and they're still surviving?
There are. Yeah,
Okay.
but Mitch is right. Like you see the price increase in the menu items because you're paying extra.
Okay. All right. I was asking. I'm learning.
It's a good.
I heard
debate.
a good policy, and I started to develop it. If I have to stand up to order, I'm not tipping. Isn't that a great way to think about it?
But people, they still ask for tips. You can walk in. And
They can ask all they want. But if I'm walking up there and you're just doing this, I'm not going to tip you for
That's
that.
not service. That's just taking an order.
But you come to me and I'm used to being treated very well. So
here's the challenge I have with that. I'm afraid they're going to spit in my food if I don't leave them a tip.
That's the key.
See, that's scary.
Then what they need to do.
There are real stories of people dropping food on the ground.
Yeah, well, they didn't include a tip, so.
And you don't have cash anymore, so I was going to suggest, put the tip jar where you pick up your coffee or whatever, and then put it that way you're down there. But no, I never have cash on me.
Yeah.
So
Nobody
that would
carries
never
cash
work.
anymore.
I don't see many of the tip jars anymore. Come to think of it.
Well, because they expect you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, because you're, here's just there's
Just
a
your
question
sign.
on the screen. We
Right.
like it
And
in
it's
your
that look.
fur.
Well, that's what they
Yes.
do at the Bucks. If you don't pay with the app and you try to pay with your card, they have the
ask you for
tip.
the
Yeah, you put the tip on the screen.
I'd say, since they have the app, why can't I do it after I've gotten my drink and I
They
can
stopped
leave?
doing it in the app. Once
Tipping?
they stopped doing it in the app. So if you're like paying with your card or whatever, it does ask
But
for the
I
tip.
will say also, there's usually I'm going to say it, Starbucks I go to, there's the one person, they're like this, and then there's like 4 people are running like crazy
Yeah.
right over here. I'm like,
So
hey,
busy.
are you getting part of this? Because
Yeah.
all you're doing is this.
Who gets the tip?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
You can get a chicken up here to do the
Yeah.
same thing as
Yeah.
you do. What are you doing?
Peck.
All right. And when they stand behind, can I take cam 1 real quick? When you order, this is what they look like.
You know what that is?
True.
That's a stare up. That's intimidation. Don't be
It
crazy
is.
with your order.
That's the Starbucks stare.
Hey, I've heard some crazy orders. I'm like, oh God, how did you get to that order?
I'll tip you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, we would love to know what you think about this. And for that, you go to Sweet Baby James.
Yes,
He's our
James.
barista here on the show.
What's our tip du jour?
He's our Daily Flash barista.
Tipping culture in America is interesting.
Yes.
All right, 219 stations across the country, and you can find us across the globe on American Forces Network. But and you will also hear
You
online.
can call James right now.
That easy. Our viewers can get in touch.
Right, it's that easy. Just give me a call. But you know what? I want you to go to our website and click on Sound Off to sound off on our question of the day. And it's easy. What makes you feel loved?
Aww,
What makes you feel
that's
loved?
nice. When somebody does something I don't expect, like bring me a cup of coffee or just something that I love but I didn't ask for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity.
I'm taking
Okay,
that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
You're gonna
my
raise-
love language would be it's physical. When you come up and give me a
Physical
hug.
touch.
Yeah, with unsolicited.
Oh, that's nice.
When you get one of those, that's always
Yes.
nice. When anything unsolicited.
Yes. Unsolicited. James? He's gonna think about that.
Right. You know what
No,
I'm talking about, James.
mine is easy. Leave me alone. Give me some
Really?
peace.
Space.
Yeah, let me sit down and smoke a cigar, grab a Corona. Just give me,
You
give
like
me
your
a few
alone
minutes.
time.
Yes, it. Just give me some.
James, your birthday was last week. Did they
Yes.
give you your birthday present
Yes.
of just being
No.
alone?
No,
They did?
no.
No, I was on the phone most of the day saying thank you for a happy birthday, and I appreciate that so very much.
Yeah.
But I was on the phone most of the day and working.
Okay,
and coaching.
But that's no different day.
That's
That's
it.
every
always
day for
working,
you.
man.
Let
normal
us know
day.
what you think. What makes you feel loved? DailyFlashShow.com.
James, I'll take you on a nice walk together on a spring meadow.
we
you
can
and
go
I.
over a skateboard.
Let's
Put
go
a
do it. We'll go to the
sunset
skate
at the
park. Hold hands and do that.
Okay, Netflix has secured 5 NFL games in 2026, including the first ever Australia match. Plus, another beloved sporting event is moving to Netflix. Streaming giant will focus on marquee NFL live events like a Christmas Day doubleheader. Netflix also trying to push affordable live sports access and amid a fragmented rights landscape. If you're trying to find a football game, good luck this year. And also, the Westminster Dog Show is going to Netflix, which is crazy.
Okay.
The Dog Show moves to Netflix for 2027 and its 151st event. The show moves from Fox Sports after years on that network. Part of Netflix expansion includes live events with a focus on sports and award shows. How do you guys feel about all of this?
I can tell you right now, already the next Super Bowl is on ESPN. Though they are going to simulcast it on ABC. It's a few years away. It's just going to be on ESPN. I mean, you're going to have to have subscription to be able to do it. I think part of the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 is to making sure that everybody has an opportunity to be able to do and see these sporting events. That's how much of a big of a cultural event these things are. But paying to go see it is, which now, as you just said, Netflix, you got to pay to see it.
Yep.
ESPN, you got to pay to see it. And is that taken away from what the original goal is? And then you argue, well, everything is going streaming these days.
Yeah.
What are we using our broadcasting license for? It's supposed to be for the public.
Yeah.
And if these public events, and then they do blackouts in certain areas,
Yep.
that bothers me.
Yeah, I just every time when you said that, it reminds me of what I was taught in school, PICON, public interest, convenience, and necessity. Right.
There you go.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's becoming. I'm at a point now where I don't even care about watching it because I have to go through so many hoops to get to it.
Amen.
And I'd rather just watch the clips on YouTube. You know, and
Highlights?
That's it. The highlights of the game on YouTube.
Interesting.
Like I can't tell you how many games I've watched for high school and college trying to mirror what they do. That when I get to the NFL, I'm kind of over it. I already know what the steps are going to be. I know how you do some, like, I criticize more than anything else.
I feel like when you're watching a sporting event, it's one of those things you have to watch live. You can't watch the after show. Like, you can't watch it the next day. To me, it's like it's that live event in the moment.
That makes a lot of sense. What do you think? Flash at dailyflashshow.com. Before we go, here's our Brain Flash question of the day.
What was the first feature-length animated film ever nominated for Best Picture Oscar? That answer coming up next. Welcome to Daily Flash. Our next guest is celebrity fitness and nutrition expert Obadike. He has co-authored a best-selling diet and exercise book, and it's called The Cut, with actor Morris Chestnut. Now, almost 10 years later, he is doing it again with the 10-day flat belly fix. He joins us now with some health and fitness advice. Obi, welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, Andrea. Thank you.
We're thrilled to have you. And of course, flat belly, you get everybody's attention. There's no question about that. You have 4 simple tips for us. And I like that they are simple because anyone can add these to their daily routine. Let's start with the first one. You say, which we all should do more of, eat more fruits and vegetables.
Eat more fruits and vegetables. You want to get at least 2 to 3 cups of fruits and vegetables daily. Why is that? Because of the fiber. Fiber is going to help to suppress your appetite. Also, fruits and vegetables is going to help to improve the health of your gut. It's going to create positive bacteria in your gut. That's going to help to improve your gut. And also, fruits and vegetables, it really is, the fiber is so essential for every American to get enough fiber, about 20 to 30 grams of fiber daily.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you more about the gut in just a moment, but I want to get through these other 3 points. Focus on protein. I don't know if a lot of people feel like protein's a bad thing, or we've kind of been sort of driven down that particular avenue, but you're saying protein is a good thing, and I've heard that so much lately.
Protein is a positive thing. Number one, it's going to when you get protein, when you're getting protein in your diet, it's going to help to maintain lean muscle mass. Muscle drives the rate of your metabolism. As we age, we atrophy. So protein is going to help to maintain our lean muscle mass. And the more lean muscle mass you have, the faster your metabolism will be. Also with protein, when you get protein, people don't understand that it has the highest thermic effect, which means that 20 to 30% of your calories from protein is burned through the digestion process, all right? So imagine getting 100 calories of eating a protein and getting 100 calories of that, and 20 to 30% of it's gone through the highest thermic effect. So the net gain is only about 70 calories. So that's pretty cool.
I like your math.
It also will suppress your appetite too. It's going to help you become more fuller. And that's what we all want when we eat. Because we all overeat, unfortunately, in our society.
It's true. And speaking of feeling more full, drink water before every meal. I think this is a great point.
Yes, if you drink 1 cup of water before every meal, that will also help to make you eat less food. And that's important. And also, water is also going to improve the health of your kidneys and the health of your digestive system, and help to digest the food properly in your system. So water is a beautiful thing.
I love it. Lifting weights, and this is really important. I think a lot of women are worried about gaining bulk, even though they're gaining muscle when they're doing this. What's your take on lifting weights, and what advice can you give to people who may be a little bit hesitant?
Oh my God, I've debunked this so many times. Women, hear me out.
Yeah.
You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger because you don't produce enough testosterone like a man. Lifting weights is important, especially women who are approaching over the age of 50. They're hitting menopause, their estrogen levels drop, and now they're susceptible to bone fractures, they're susceptible to breaking bones and getting to osteoporosis stage. And lifting weights is going to help to strengthen your bone density. And it's going to help to maintain lean muscle mass. Lifting weights, the result of lifting weights is the fountain of youth. Muscle is so important as we age and we atrophy. Our muscle atrophies as we age. So lifting weights is going to prevent the atrophy phase. All right. That's why you want to lift weights, ladies, especially when you're approaching menopause as well too, because you're susceptible to bone fractures, and lifting weights and strengthening the muscle is going to help to strengthen the bone density, get your bones stronger.
That is great perspective, and hopefully that's reached a number of our females in the audience. I want to get to this. Tell us about your search for a focus group and how people can participate and how they might be featured in your book.
Correct, right. So obviously we're doing a focus group on women only that want to lose weight, or they have any gut health issues or stomach issues. And so it's a free weight loss program that would be working with me 60 to 90 days via online. And I will be working with them, helping to transform them. And then the best transformations would be featured in the book and on the back cover of the book. And the book is scheduled to come out next year. So this book is it's really targeted for women, because gut health is an issue with women, and weight loss, of course, is as well too. So any woman that wants to lose weight, is struggling to lose weight, we'd love to have you as part of our focus group, and you'll be working with me, and I'll guide you and direct you and help you lose as much weight as possible in the shortest amount of time, the 10-day flat belly fix way.
I love it. And does it matter if you're looking to lose 10 pounds or 100 pounds, or are you looking for a specific?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Obviously, we're trying to help people that really want to lose a significant amount of weight, at least a minimum of 15 to 20 pounds, because the objective is to be able to create a significant transformation that would make people that would validate that the program works.
Before I let you go, I want to get to the gut question. If you could give advice, one piece of advice to everybody about gut health, what would it be?
What I would say is that the most important thing is try to minimize processed foods. Processed foods is really what creates gut health issues, and make fruits and vegetables one of your primary foods to eat regularly, because that will help to improve your gut health, and will help to also rid any bad bacteria in your gut. Fruits and vegetables, and try to minimize the processed foods, because that is really what creates a lot of bad bacteria in the gut and a lot of gut health issues potentially in the future.
Obadike.com is the website. We'll post this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
From the biggest pop culture moments to the stories you'll be sending to the group chat, El Flash Latino brings the energy, the attitude, and the saber every single time.
Saludos a todos, yo soy Gisela Bouvier.
Y yo soy Fabián Marcano, y le damos la bienvenida a El Flash Latino.
With Fabian and Gisela serving up laughs, hot takes, and pure personality, you never know what they'll say next in whichever language comes out first.
Pero we're in Spanish. Yo soy Isis. There, from
Jump into the show that celebrates culture, comedy, and all things Spanglish. El Flash Latino.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. We got some trending stories here to share with you. It looks like actress Jennifer Esposito, she's revealed that she was actually forced to move from her home she mortgaged to get her movie Fresh Kills all across the finish line. The 52-year-old revealed that she took out a mortgage on her property back in 2024 after she spent 15 years trying to get the movie made. Esposito confessed in a recent Instagram post that she is suffering the consequences after putting her home on the line for her passion project. Sad to see that. I think investors will tell you, never invest your own money. Like, you get investors.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
nobody else believes in it, which she said she did. Then, and that was the risk that she took, and it's unfortunate
Yeah,
she
and
lost her
this
home.
was a project that she wrote, directed, and starred in. So really, it was all on her, and it's a huge risk to take. To put your mortgage your home for
scary,
something like that.
right?
It's very scary. The thing that bothers me, and I don't know if this is her case, is when they start asking you for money and start a GoFundMe, a campaign to help save her home.
There's new angel films. That's
Yes.
getting more and more popular, where people are donating money to studios to actually make good
the movie.
money. Yeah.
And that seems like that might have been a better way for her to go, or to do a GoFundMe to help her make the movie. But now,
Beforehand, yeah.
yeah, beforehand. And again, I don't know if this is the case in her situation, if she's asking for help and for people to contribute to a GoFundMe campaign to help save her home. But I think it's really hard when you see celebrities take to GoFundMe and ask for financial help because you're living this beautifully privileged life and you can't manage your money
Right.
and you're making millions and millions of dollars, compared to the rest of us. So how am I supposed to feel bad for you and contribute to a GoFundMe campaign? I don't know.
I think when you look at businesses, let's say you wanted to start a restaurant.
Yeah.
Let's say, would people give you money? Okay, well, I'll give you money. They're going to start this restaurant. And that's what a movie is a business. I mean, we look at it as art by all means, which there had been. I had not heard of it as much as of late, but I remember there was a time where people would go, you give us money, we'll put you as a producer. Or you get to be an extra on the thing. And, that's a creative way to bring people in, but it also kind of, you're whoring out your program of what you're going to do. Is it going to stay to the integrity of what you want? And usually that's not the case when you get so many people that want to roll and they just bought their role to get there.
It's a gamble. There are so many movies that come out every year that nobody ever hears about, and they're just a handful that actually make headlines, that make a lot of money. So it is a big risk, and you've got to take a risk if you want it to pay off. It might not. It might completely fail.
And the other way around, you could put no money into something and it makes all kinds of money.
That's the thing that's crazy. Muhammad Ali once joked that he should be a postage stamp because that's the only way he would ever get licked. Well, now the three-time heavyweight champ's joke is becoming a reality.
Oh, cool.
Ali being honored with a commemorative U.S. postage stamp. Ali died in 2016 at the age of 74 after living with Parkinson's disease for more than 3 decades. His family says having his face on a stamp is a chance to highlight his mission of spreading compassion and connecting with all types of people.
No matter where you think or where your stance is on him, he's an incredible athlete and incredible story altogether, and very controversial as well. But I think most people in history have some kind of controversy attached to them. We have to remember that as well. Speaking of fighters, the gloves are now off when it comes to Floyd Mayweather's former landlords, believe it or not. This happened, and it actually has the boxing legend now being sued for more than $330,000 in unpaid rent and damages. Mayweather rented a luxury duplex back in 2024. The landlords claim, that's something you never hear, luxury duplex. The landlord, right? Like you can have your neighbor on a wall, but it's luxury. The landlords claim that he stopped paying his $100,000 per month rent back in the middle of 2025.
Oh my goodness.
Lawsuit also claims that Mayweather fell behind on his 6-figure rent in July. That racked up more than $515,000 in payments owed. According to court documents, Mayweather owes about $340,000 in interest and attorney's fees as well.
Wow.
This is a guy that has had way too much money. Like you would hear about him spending money left and right. He probably, and you have a money guy for that. I'm not going to say he doesn't know about it, but you have somebody that's supposed to pay things. If there's some kind of disagreement, that's just going to make you look bad. It doesn't make your money man look bad, right?
In your wildest dreams, even if you had the money, would you spend $100,000 a month on rent?
Isn't that weird?
Unfathomable to me that somebody would spend that kind of money on rent.
On rent, you think that's how much a modern home, I mean a luxury home in some cities as well.
Put a down payment on a condo, and then at least you've got a real estate investment.
I think the only way that they get around that is that maybe if they get it, they can call that a rent tax write-off, where maybe either loss or if it's a business, meaning that's where the business. So maybe that's why. I don't know, but he's got plenty of money. That doesn't seem like a whole lot that he needs to go ahead and pay. That's 3 months rent he hasn't paid.
When you see Floyd Mayweather start a GoFundMe account, that's when we have problems.
No GoFundMe here. We have got more of today's talk, tomorrow's trends still to come.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Let's check in with James Alexander. Sweet baby James.
Yes, you're watching us on over 219 stations and counting across the country and across the world on American Forces Network. Now, if you want to find out where we are in your neck of the woods, please go to dailyflashshow.com and click on where to watch. Now, you're watching this from a very special place because it is the home of my favorite coffee company, although they're making me mad right now.
okay.
Seattle, Washington.
Seattle.
KUSETV out of Seattle, Washington.
Very nice.
All right, so as I said, home first Starbucks.
Yes.
You know,
Really?
and so, I wish I want to go to that. I want to go to that store. I know.
The
I know
first
the
Starbucks?
first store. Yeah, the first Starbucks, just to say I was there. I know it's weird.
I've been
there.
It's like not really a grandiose, or anything, but you can see that they started really small.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
See, that's good. Small
right.
beginnings to big things. Okay, all right. So there's some other stuff about
Okay.
Seattle I had to learn, right? So Seattle, it has an underground city.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
once
I knew this,
after
yeah.
the Great Fire of 1889, the city rebuilt its streets one story higher. So the original street where all the stores are underground.
No way.
There's also basically, so you have like a bar, let's say, and they would use the bottom like as a basement for
Yeah.
stuff, and they would also, for the lore goes that they would Shanghai sailors that way.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they
they
would fall
drop
down
them in
there,
there?
they would take them and then throw them on a ship to China.
Oh,
Slow boat
wow.
to China and then Shanghai.
Shanghai.
So that's the lore of
That's
that.
the lore, okay.
Continue on.
And it's the rainiest but not wettest
Yeah.
city.
Okay.
So it's, it gets less than annual, let's see, Seattle's famous for rain, but actually gets less annual rainfall, 37 inches, than New York City, Houston, or
Really?
even Mobile, Alabama.
It's overcast. Basically, you get a lot of that moisture right off the Pacific Coast. You know this, and then
Yeah.
so it comes down. So
Drizzly.
really, what happens is the wind will push a lot of those storms, and that's why you start getting a lot of those showers the other way.
Good old Seattle, KUSC.
There you go. We love
Thank you,
Seattle.
James.
Over in Russia, they might have a plan
Russia?
to pay for their space exploration. They're putting ads now on their rockets. You guys hear about this?
Smart.
So yeah, paying up to about $2 million, you could put an ad on their rockets. So far, 4 have taken off with ads all over. It's Roscosmos, which is kind of like Elon Musk's Starlink kind of thing.
SpaceX?
The government
Okay.
has allowed them to build this for them. So far, they've had a bank and then a Russian restaurant chain advertisement on it.
Okay.
$2.8 million to get your ad on there. However, they're not disclosing how much money they've raised as well. Now, back on the ground, you can get your company's logo on their facilities, like maybe like a storage tank or something like that.
Okay.
So pretty soon it's going to look like NASCAR because it's the race to the moon, right? Where you have that, and we're already seeing it in the NBA where they have ads all over their
Uniforms and on their floor.
It's going that way. It just
Yeah.
makes sense. I love the idea though. It just.
Okay.
Would you pay for it though? Would you pay for it if you didn't have?
All eyes are going to be on it,
Yeah.
But you don't want is a disaster though, because then you're.
Well, I
product
mean,
being
it is
based
what
on
it is. You're taking that chance once you go that way, because we know rockets are
here's my-
nothing but what,
Here's
tin
my question.
cans.
Who's going to see your ad? Who's going to see the ad?
Well, other
is
than the launch, I guess
so
that's
is
it.
it.
You're
Is
right.
it the marketing? Is it saying, oh, we put an ad on such and such, and
Maybe
it's
that's
going to
it.
space, and you probably get your buck.
It sits on the
return
line.
on
Well,
investment in that.
we get to see them here in Florida all the
That
time.
is true.
They take the long
Yeah.
shots of it. I could see. I don't know. I've watched Russian television in a while, but
Have it, really?
I think for $2.8 million to get your name to where, hey, especially the first one that went up,
Yeah.
what they
All right.
launched,
Yeah.
everybody's going to be looking at it. But I think it's going to become commonplace.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great way to make extra cash.
And don't be surprised if the cosmonauts start putting ads on their uniforms.
Why
too.
not?
Why not? Right?
Why
It's
not?
there.
Well, remember the Nutella floating amongst the Artemis crew when they
Yeah.
did that? I'm like, that is the best ad for Nutella.
100%.
And sure enough, like a day later, they
went up.
They were,
Tang, I remember Tang.
Tang, that's
Yeah.
right. You remember
Very
Tang. yeah.
true.
All right, we got more Flash coming up. If you go anywhere, you'll miss it, so don't take off.
Oh, nice.
And here's some ads. Back right up to this.
You're watching Daily Flash. Time now for The Scene with Doreen.
What do musical artists like Bret Michaels, Joan Jett, Cher, and even Debbie Gibson have in common? Well, they have all worked and performed with my guest today on The Scene with Doreen. Extraordinarily talented guitarist Joel Hoekstra has played with just about everyone, and he has a brand.
Live from Hollywood, it's Hair Metal Night on Dancing with the Stars.
List of artists that you've worked with. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of different genres and the amount of different styles. And people don't realize how difficult that is.
That grew out of really graduating into the pro world and not having it be like, you know, you're just going to be a rock shred guitar player. And honestly, even before that, I was always interested in playing other styles. So I think that's just always something that's appealed to me, being like well-rounded. What ended up becoming successful for me is really the music that I got into, playing guitar. I started because of the 80s hard rock thing, and that's really what ended up working out.
You are very adept and well known for filling in for musicians that are already pre-existing, like whether it be Whitesnake, Night Ranger, even Foreigner. Now, is that hard to step into a role that fans identify with a different musician?
I know what you mean. It's filling people's shoes, like taking over for a pre-existing member. And yeah, you're usually going to be met with like levels of resistance on that, but it's good for you overall as a player. That's the lay of the land. You know, I take things as they come. I just work hard with guitar every day, and certain opportunities open up and you go after them. Some things stick and some things don't, but the main thing is to continue to work and get after it every day.
Congratulations on the new album From the Fade.
My intention was to really set out and more or less do what I do in a band setting, like make music that sounds like a band, but make it a personal experience where I'm not just the one who writes the guitar riffs, but also writing the lyrics and the vocal melodies, overseeing the artwork, overseeing the mix, kind of be the boss for a moment. I wanted to make music that your average rock fan could gravitate towards, not just guitar players.
Visit joelhoekstra.com. Pick up your copy of Joel Hoekstra's 13 From the Fade, available everywhere now on Frontiers Music. And just stay connected to everything that is the very talented Joel Hoekstra. From rock star to rock mentor, there's no stopping Joel. And if you want to hear more of our conversation, visit here. I'm Doreen Taylor with The Scene with Doreen, here at the Daily Flash each week. See you next time.
KSA Entertainment is dedicated to uplifting the communities we serve. Through KSA Cares, we're bringing awareness to the causes that matter most, supporting those who work tirelessly to make a difference. From honoring veterans to championing environmental responsibility, KSA Cares is committed to inspiring positive change. At KSA Entertainment, we're here for the stories that bring us closer. Innovate with us. We can make a difference.
Well, for almost 90 years, Child Fund International has been helping children grow up healthy, educated, and above all, safe. Their new PSA invites viewers to see firsthand how Child Fund changes lives. Check it out.
It all connects. The girl who walks for hours to bring home the family's water, the school she can't attend most days, the breakfast she didn't have, the rain that hasn't fallen in months, the danger around the next bend, her little brother's belly laugh, her mother's hug, her dreams of being a teacher, an engineer, the mayor. All the reasons life is both so hard and so beautiful. It all connects, but so do we. For children's sakes, we connect through action, through everything we do, together, so every child can grow up healthy, educated, and safe. And we won't stop.
United Healthcare is using AI and new technology to make healthcare easier to navigate. Vice President Amy Jordan joins us with a closer look.
People are finding healthcare overwhelming. They're finding it confusing, the complexity of it. They're lacking the understanding that they need in order to really utilize their benefits. On top of that, we're all aware of the rising healthcare costs as well, which creates a lot of uncertainty for members as they're looking for care. We're really focused on bringing forward tools and resources to support our members. So Avery is a machine learning tool that learns as members interact more with the tool. So the more members are coming in and asking questions, it's personalizing the responses based off of their benefits, their health history, and the questions that they're asking. Avery is really there, as I said, to support members across the entire spectrum. So benefit questions, finding providers, estimating costs and coverage, claims information, prior authorizations. It really is everything a member might need along that healthcare journey and can help support and get the questions that they need right away. So if you're a United Healthcare member, you can download our app through the App Store. Otherwise, if you're not, you can go to uhc.com to learn more.
Coming up, a look at how today's founders and executives are mastering the business trip and the cards that keep them moving. Check it out.
Business is complicated, but earning rewards shouldn't be. Hotel Lobby Candle founder Lindsay Silberman and Capital One business executive Ami Vidak are sharing how the right tools help entrepreneurs make every trip count for their business.
Nearly 9 in 10 business owners say that business travel has grown more complex, from managing disruptions to juggling expenses. At Capital One, we're focused on removing that friction, turning necessary travel into something that's actually seamless and intuitive.
As an entrepreneur, my work and life naturally overlap. Often a product launch will turn into a dinner that ends up building a year-long relationship. So having a card that earns on every purchase without added complexity just fits into that flow.
That's why we designed the VentureX business card to be elevated, not complicated. We provide unlimited double miles on every purchase and perks like lounge access, so every trip works harder for your business.
Experience travel tools designed to take you further. To learn more, visit CapitalOne.com/businesscards.
Iced coffee season is here, and new trends are popping up on cafe menus everywhere. Barista Championship finalist Anthony Ragler joins us with what's hot this summer.
Iced coffee season is upon us, and there have been phenomenal ways that people have gotten to enjoy their coffee beverages and new trends that are exciting us every day. For example, we're seeing people lean into the overall craftsmanship, similar to the craft cocktail industry. We're seeing people focus on elevated flavor experiences and adventurous textures. So whether it's flavors like pistachio or it's cold brews, cold foams, tonics, spritzes, coffee sodas. There's so many different nuanced ways that people are getting to enjoy their coffees. We've also been seeing a focus into new flavors like pistachio, that nuttiness and that sweetness blending very well with coffee flavor without taking away a lot of its main characteristics. In our cafes, we've been utilizing Pacific's Barista Series pistachio milk in some of our beverages, and our customer base has been very excited about it. And then if you want to learn more about Pacific in particular, you can go to pacificfoodservice.com.
Summer is here, but a healthy glow might depend more on what's in your pantry than what's in your skincare routine. Here's what you need to know.
Summer is just around the corner, making it the ideal time to refresh your routine and focus on everyday wellness. Registered dietitian Dawn Jackson Blattner explains how the most important step for healthy skin and hair doesn't come in a bottle.
We often focus on skincare products, but beauty actually starts with nutrition. There's a growing trend called Eat Your Skincare, which is about fueling your body with key nutrients to support healthy skin and hair. What you eat can make a visible difference in your glow, energy, and overall health. Natural Delight's medjool dates are a beauty-boosting food because of their fiber, minerals, and antioxidants. Add them to plain Greek yogurt for natural sweetness instead of processed sugar, or grind the pits for an antioxidant-rich decaf coffee alternative. Dates taste like caramel while supporting your summer glow and everyday wellness.
To learn more about eating your skincare and to find beauty-boosting recipes, visit naturaldelights.com.
All right, are you a big fan of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? Well, if you are, Nene Leakes, she's back.
Okay.
She's making her long-awaited return to Bravo. However, in the next installment of The Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. This is what she's looking like. If you want to see what she looks like nowadays, fans might remember her when she quit the franchise back in 2020. In April 2022, she filed a bombshell lawsuit against the cable channel Bravo, as well as host Andy Campbell and all associated companies.
Campbell.
Cohen. Andy Campbell's one of my friends, isn't he? Andy Cohen. Thank you for catching
Andy
that.
Cohen.
Her lawsuit, I would have gone on thinking I said that.
Yeah.
Her lawsuit included accusations of racism and inappropriate behavior. The racism thing, you know, and then they're like, well, and then you go back. So how bad was it? If it was it really racism, or was it all of these bad things that you're saying? If you came back to it to take another round of it,
Right, because it almost makes it look like she was looking for a quick payout.
sounds like she did. She left to become an actress and on a TV show on Fox, and it didn't work out the first time she left The Real Housewives.
Okay.
We have got more coming up. You do not want to miss out on Tell Me Something Good. We got a great story for you.
Yeah, a lost leg. We'll tell you all about it when we return.
It's awesome.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites, and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. We always want to leave you on a high note, so that's why we want to tell you something good.
Okay, so picture this. It's a beautiful day at the beach in England last April.
Okay.
69-year-old Brenda Ogden walking along the shoreline, enjoying the water, feeling free, but then a strong wave comes crashing in.
Oh, indeed, and it knocks her off balance, and just in seconds, her prosthetic leg swept out to sea.
Oh,
it happened.
My goodness. Well, this was a big deal because this was a custom titanium blade-style leg she'd waited more than a year to get. She'd only had it for about a week, and it gave her the confidence to walk on sand and move through water again.
And search teams wanted to get involved, and boy, they looked, and friends looked. People checked the shoreline for days, but after a while, everyone thought, well, that leg, it's gone for good.
Fast forward 10 months later. 10 months later, a woman is walking along a different part of the coast, about 14 miles away, when she spots something stuck between the rocks. Yep, you guessed it. It was Brenda's leg. A little weathered, salty, but still intact. When Brenda got the call, she said she was over the moon after nearly a year of thinking she'd lost her expensive new freedom.
And this is the best part. I love this. She said it felt like the sea was giving her a gift back.
Aww.
Sometimes, you actually think about it, we think things are lost forever. All it does is just need time to find their way home. So keep that in mind.
That's right. And if that doesn't make you smile, I mean, I don't know what will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something good.
We love leaving you with those stories. And if you have a great one, we definitely want to share it with the world. Why don't you drop us an email at flash@dailyflashshow.com. You can even send an article to us of maybe something that inspired you that somebody had done.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to hear from you.
Certainly.
I mean, it's one of those things where we like to end on a good note, and that's a great note to end on. Something positive, something feel good.
That's what we're about here at Daily Flash. And if you want to check us out anytime, anywhere you're at, got internet access to, check out our website. It's dailyflashshow.com.
Even if you have rabbit ears, I bet you could find us.
You probably could
somehow,
find us.
some way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere
That does
along.
it for us. Be good, everybody.
Y'all take care. We'll see you when we look at you. Bye-bye.